Hi, welcome to my video on graph linear inequalities, part 4. In this video, I'm going to graph these inequalities, and before we graph, we have to solve each inequality for y and or x, whatever variable is in there. If there's a y there, you solve for y. If you have only x's, then you solve for x. So here we go. Graph this inequality. X plus 2y is less than 6. So 2y is less than negative x plus 6. Divide by 2. The 2's cancel. Y is less than. Notice I divided by 2, so I do not change it. So that's negative 1/2 x plus 3. That's a negative 1 understood to be there. And when we graph, we have a slope of a negative 1/2. We have a y-intercept of 3. Remember, when we look at this, y equals mx plus b when we solve for y. So we plot the y-intercept, which is 3. So 0 is there. 1, 2, 3. Y-intercept is 3 right there. And we will go, notice negative 1 over 2, down 1, right 2. Down 1, right 2. Down 1, right 2. And we'll draw a line through those 2 points, or we put it on, then we'll decide what the boundary line is going to be. And before I draw, notice the boundary line, there's no equal sign here, so it's a broken line going through those points. The boundary line is not solid, it's broken. And there it is. And y is less than is below the line. So let's draw below the line and coming off perpendicular to. So there they are, perpendicular. So that means all the points below this line, all the points will fit this inequality right here. B, solve, we got x and a y, we're going to solve for y, so negative 3y is less than or equal to negative 6x plus 3. Divide by negative 3, negative 3, negative 3. Negative 3 divided by negative 3 is 1. Because I divide by a negative, negative 3, this less than changes to a greater than. And negative 6 divided by negative 3 is 2x. And positive divided by negative is a negative 1. Again, we have a slope of 2, which is understood to be 2 over 1. We have a y-intercept of negative 1. So we'll plot the y-intercept. The y-intercept is on the y-axis at negative 1 right there. And the slope is 2 over 1. So that's a rise of 2. We'll go up 2 and to the right 1. Up 2, right 1. Up 2, right 1. Up 2, right 1. And we'll put our ruler on those lines just to make sure the line looks like it's straight. The ruler is the best way to do it. And the boundary line is equal to, so the boundary line is solid. The boundary line is a solid line because of the equal sign. Greater than equal to. And greater than is above the line. So we go up. There they are. So I go so far. So I keep going out if I want. All the points that's on this side of the line fit this inequality. C. Notice in this one, I have the x value only, so I have to solve it for x. So 3x is greater than negative 1 plus 7. 3x is greater than 6. Divide by 3. 3's cancel. And 6, because I'm dividing by a positive number, so the greater than doesn't change. Greater than 2. And what we have this time is x is greater than 2. Remember, x equals a number is a vertical line. So this is the boundary line. The boundary line is x equals 2. So the boundary line passes a vertical line passing through 2. But the boundary line is broken. So I'll put my pencil or ruler on 2. My boundary line is broken, so we'll go, there it is, broken, put an arrowhead on it, and x is greater than is to the, in terms of a vertical line, greater than is to the right, less than is to the left, so shade in off the line, and again, this line is broken, so just to illustrate that, there's the broken line. Make it large, deeper. Okay, let's grab some more. So notice you have to solve the inequality and then graph. That's my recommendation. I would not work it from without solving. I solve it for y if there's a y, and if there's no y, then solve it for x. Solve it for a variable first. It's the best way. You won't make a mistake that way. Now we have an equation that we have to solve, but we have negative 3 times, and this is negative off, but we put a 1 here. Negative 3 times x, negative 3x, negative 3 times y, negative 3y, greater than or equal to. I put a 1 here, so that's negative y minus 6. And the y's go to the left, the x's go to the right. Remember, when you move across the inequality, you change the sign. Negative 2x greater than or equal to 3x plus 6 divided by negative 2. So the negative 2's cancel. I got a y. Because I divide it by a negative number, the greater than changes to a less than. And that's a negative 3 over 2x minus 3. And again, this is x and y. And we got everything is a 1 here. I didn't put my numbers in, but that's a 5 and a 5, and this is the negative 5, etc. Okay, so the y-intercept is negative 3, and right here, y is 0 there, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, and we go down 3, right 2, down 3, right 2. Now I don't have any more space, so what I could do is, instead of going down and to the right, let's go up and to the left, up 3 and to the left is also. And we have to plot this line. Let's see, right here. And let's check if the boundary line is solid or broken. The boundary line is equal sign, so the boundary line is solid. And we have to graph less than is below the line. So these are all the points that are down here, below the line. Okay, practice. Practice means you can pause your video and work these out. But let's put a few values in here before we start. Okay. We solve for y greater than or equal to 4x minus 12. Notice the 4 moved over to become a positive. And now we divide everything by negative 12. Y's cancel. Great. Oh, what happened? I divided by negative. So guess what? I have to change the direction. That's a greater than becomes less than. And 4 into 12 goes, that's a 1 and a 3, so that's a negative 1 over 3x plus 1. Notice the negative is on the bottom, but we never leave a negative on the bottom in a fraction. So that's a negative fraction, so it's a negative 1 over 3. The slope is negative 1/3. The y-intercept is 1. Y equals mx plus b, that's the slope. That's the y-intercept. The y-intercept is 1. 0 here. Y is 1 right there. Y-intercept is on the y-axis at 1. And we go down 1, right 3. Down 1, right 3. Down 1, right 3. And we have enough points to draw. And the boundary line through these points there's an equal sign, so the boundary line is solid because you got an equal sign. What does it mean? It means that all the points that lie on this line make this inequality true because it's equal to. Less than, again, is below the line. What does it mean? How do I know? Well, all the points down below this line make this inequality true. And you can check with 0, 0. Just check with 0, 0. Let's put 0, 0 in. Let's take the point 0, 0, which is right here. 0, 0 is in this shading, so that means that 0, 0 should be true. And we got that gives us a 0 there and a 0 there, less than or equal to. So 0 is greater than or equal to negative 12, true, so we know we shaded right. And number 2, again, we have an X and a Y. No matter how many times when you're doing things by yourself, you forget to do a few little things. So we solve for Y. So the 7x moves over to become a minus 7x. We divide all terms by 14. 14 cancels, we get a 1. Divided by a positive number, so stays is greater than negative 1 over 2 plus 2. 7 to 7 goes 1, 7 to 14 goes 2. And we got a slope of a negative a half. Y-intercept of 2. That's the slope, that's the y-intercept. So we plot the y-intercept of 2, 0, 1, 2, right there. And the slope is down 1, right 2. Down 1, right 2. Down 1, right 2. So we'll draw the line going, get ready to draw the boundary line. Here it comes. So those 3 points. And the boundary line, there's no equal sign, so the boundary line is broken. The boundary line is not included in this set of numbers that satisfy the inequality. There we go. And greater than, in terms of this line, greater than is above. So we'll shade going from the line outward, above the line. So all the points that lie, remember now this line keeps on going and going. Oops, that should be broken now. And this line keeps on going. So the points keep up here. That should be a broken line there. And that's the graph. And there's got a few more to do. Practice means pause the video and let's see if you can graph these. Again, just very quickly put these numbers in. Done. And notice there's only one variable x, so that goes to the left side. So negative x comes over to become plus, so 6 goes over to become a minus. Negative 3x less than or equal to negative 9. Divide by negative 3. It cancels. X is now divided by negative, so greater than equal to 3. And again, solving for x, we have a vertical line. Notice, so x is 3 right there. So that means that this line is going to be solid because of the equal sign. So here's the 3 right there. X is 3. So it's a vertical line. And it's solid. So I'll make this. And there's the solid. I'll shade it in with my pencil so you can really see it shaded in. Make it heavier. Okay. That's equal to, because it's equal to, it's solid. Okay, and greater than is to the right. Okay. Solve for y. We only have one variable of y, so that means we got to remove the brackets first. So negative 3 times y, negative 3y, negative 3 times negative 1 is 3. Less than negative 5y plus 1. The y will go to the left. and the 3 will go to the right, change the signs. 2y is less than negative 2 divided by 2, and cancels y. Notice I divided by 2, so it didn't change. It doesn't change. Negative 1. Notice now we got one variable in terms of y. So if you got x equals the number, it's going to be vertical, straight up and down. If you got y equals the number, it's going to be horizontal. Remember, this can also be y is less than or equal to 0x minus 1. Because there's no x, that means your slope is 0 and your y-intercept is negative 1, if you want to look at it from that point of view. So this has a y-intercept that passes through the y at negative 1. So y is negative 1 right there. And this line is horizontal now, so, but it's broken. So that's going to be, just be patient. And because it's, I need a heavier pencil, but you can see what I'm trying to do. I'll go beyond so you can see it's a broken line. And I need a anyway, you can see what I'm talking about. There's a broken boundary line, no equal sign, and y is less than. In terms of y, greater than is above, less than is below. So below. So these are the points that satisfy this inequality. Starting at the line and moving out from the line, going down. Okay. And number 5, we have an inequality with fractions. So what I do, I find the LCD. So the LCD of these fractions of 3, 6, and 2. 6 is an LCD. In other words, 3, 6, and 2 will divide into 6. So what I do, I can add on the opposite here. So I can add on negative 1/6. So I'm going to multiply each part by 6. Multiply each part by 6. If you multiply both sides by 6, put the 6 in front of each one of these with brackets, and every denominator should cancel. 3 into 6 goes 2. 2 times 1x is 2x. 6 into 6 goes once. So 1 times negative 1y is negative y. 2 into 6 goes 3. And 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Now that I have the fractions gone, negative y is greater than or equal to negative 2x minus 3. Move the 2x over, become minus. Now I divide by negative 1. And negative over negative is positive. And because I divided by negative, the greater than changes to a less than, and I get 2x plus 3. And again, apologize, just only takes a second. Done. And we have a slope, y equals mx plus b. The slope is 2, which is 2 over 1. The y-intercept is 3. Again, y equals mx plus b. So you can see that that's the slope, that's the y-intercept. The y-intercept is 3, 0 here, y is 0, x is 0, y is 3 right there, that's the y-intercept on the y-axis. Slope is up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1. I can't go up anymore, so let's go down. Instead of going up and to the right, let's go down 2 and left. Down 2 and left. That means I should have, all these points should be on the same line. And here we are, there's the line. And it's what? Less than equal to. Equal to means it's a solid line. So we got a solid boundary line, equal to. And less than is below. That's above up there. This is below down here. So there it is. There's the graph of these inequalities. So we solve them for y and x, and we graph them. And I put a mixture of a vertical line in, x equals. I put a horizontal line in, y equals. Other than that, we got y equals mx plus b most times. So, graphing inequalities. And not only that, solving for y, you're practicing slope y-intercept form, which is utmost important when we move further in math. And if you like my video, click the like button, subscribe button, and the notification bell because there's more videos coming. Visit my website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. And that's the content that's on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you very much for viewing my video. Bye-bye.